In case you have rare or valuable coins, feel free to showcase them on our website, coinaz.com. For mobile users, we recommend our COİN app, which makes publishing coins much easier. 1975 Jefferson nickel is very common in circulated condition, as well over 181 million examples were struck. Finding them in circulation in rolls is not that difficult. However, in mint state 67 and higher, with Monticello full steps, they are quite scarce and extra valuable. Welcome back to COİN. In this episode we are talking about highly sought after Jefferson nickels, minted in 1975. If you're first time on our channel by any chance, please hit subscribe and bell buttons below the video to get daily updates on world coin prices. It's very peculiar that most expensive 1975D nickel is neither at full steps grade nor at higher mint state. It's not even at uncirculated condition at all. Here is 1975D error nickel from Fred Weinberg's collection. Graded as extremely fine 40 by NGC, this coin carries a misplaced mint mark D. Irregularity is explicitly noticed even with naked eye. Traditionally, mint marks were punched into each working die. These led to numerous varieties resulting from differences in placement, depths, and number of punchings. I read in one of numismatic forums that this technique was applied until 1976. So this circulated coin ended up selling for $1,080, most recently on May 8, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. The most valuable Philadelphia struck nickel is this awesome 5 cent, which was graded at mint state 67. This is single finest full steps 1975 nickel known to PCGS, beautifully toned in iridescent pastel shades. The surfaces are both fully struck and expertly preserved. Sold in August 2021 for $4,560 at Stack's Bowers. Wrong planchet errors are highly sought after among nickels. This is 1975S Jefferson nickel struck on Liberia 10-cent planchet. In 1975, US Mint struck 7 denominations of coins for Liberia, including the copper nickel 10 cent with a standard weight of 1.8 grams. A US nickel weighs 5 grams, as it has since 1866, aside from its wartime silver alloy. Light honey toning visits the sharply struck devices and glassy fields. Due to undersized flange, the date is partial and the mint mark is absent. Sold on April 20, 2012 for $1,380 at Heritage Auctions. Now it's high time to check out our Jefferson nickels of 1975. As clearly seen, here coins are at very fine and extremely fine grades. This one has strong trace of luster encompassing surroundings of device. Strike is razor sharp. No distracting contact marks are seen on focal areas. Letterings are sharp as well. Reverse side of a coin has a nice eye appeal. Surfaces exhibit minimum amount of abrasions. Device is sharply detailed by few bag marks on steps, and flatness on last steps prevents a finer grade. This one is also Philadelphia struck, but difference is seen at first glance. This one has little pale reflectivity. Strike is not that sharp. Some mint softness is evident on Jefferson's hair. At the same time, few tarnish specks catch the eye near the rims. When we turn it over, we get cocktail of wear, abrasions, patination, and cloudiness near the rims. Monticello steps totally flat. And the last one is from Denver with mint mark D. Appealing is satisfactory. Design elements are sharply struck. Letterings are crisp. No rubbing seen at higher points. On the reverse we see medium wear on some, mainly on cent of face value. But it is possible that it was struck by a roded reverse tie. At the same time, upper legends are spreading towards the rims. Some tarnished layers are seen around the letterings under magnification. For the last, I would like you to get acquainted with guiding price lists for higher grades of these nickels, provided by PCGS. The 1979 P. Lincoln cent is very common as the US Mint struck over 6 billion examples for circulation. According to PCGS, the coins are very common up to MS66 condition. In MS67 they began to be scarce. In MS68 conditions they are very difficult to find and command a very strong premium. When it comes to Denver mint 1979 cents, examples up to MS66 can easily be found or purchased. In MS67 conditions they are scarce. Anything grading higher is considered super rare. Welcome back to COİN. This episode features 1979 Lincoln pennies worth huge amount of money. So really quick, if you are first time in our channel, please hit subscribe and bell buttons down below to get daily updates on coin prices. This is 1979 Lincoln set minted in Philadelphia, tied for the finest certified. Graded missed a 68 grade by PCGS. In 1979, Philadelphia impressed over 6 billion cents, yet only 5 pieces have been similarly certified at PCGS. It makes one coin for every 1.2 billion pieces minted. This glowing orange superb gem has bold design motifs with frosty luster and sensational eye appeal. It was sold for $5,462.50 at heritage auctions. Here's the most expensive Denver mint set from 1979. PCGS has designated only 20 1979D cents as superb gem, as this plus graded coin is the sole finest. The preservation is nearly flawless and the frosty surfaces display radiant copper orange luster. Minor dye fatigue and faint parallel polishing lines barely affect the sharpness of strike. It was sold for $3,995, also at heritage auctions. Here is one of the most incredible, most fascinating and most spectacular United States mint errors ever. 1979 D. Lincoln cent, multi-piece bonded die cap, weighing 105 grams. This represents an entire group of mint errors, not just a single piece. It is multiple piece die cap errors that showcase Lincoln cents of 1979 D bonded together, one on the top of the other, ranging from complete impression at the bottom of the die cap to partial impressions throughout. Definitely one for the record books. It was sold for $11,162.50 at Stack's Bowers in 2012. Wrong planchet errors are also highly demanded among penny collectors. This is 1979 Lincoln cent struck on a dime planchet. Graded mint state 66 by Anex. Satiny and bright, this otherwise brilliant example exhibits traces of faint golden iridescence around the peripheries. The strike is expertly centered and exceptionally full in error of this type. No trace of a dime undertype can be seen. It was sold in March 2014 at official auction of Whitman Coin and Collectibles Expo for $1,410. Now it's time to check out our pennies from 1979. As you see, we have 3 pennies here, all minted in Philadelphia, starting with this one, heavily abraded and yet possibly cleaned 1 cent, as very pale diagonal lines are seen under close inspection. Strike is not that bold. Lincoln head displays both smoothness and number of contact marks. Above the head we see large pile of carbon, resembling a funny little cap. 2 deep notches catch the eye near 2 o'clock, result of some heavy impact. Color displays number of dents and nicks. Reverse side displays some warm red toning around the upper legends and some mint traces among memorial columns, accompanied with some carbon stocks between third and fourth columns. From the left, slight softness is evident on STA of United States. Could be due to die fatigue. Next one is also over-circulated 1979 Philly cent, at least 1 grade lower than previous one, most likely at fine condition. Lincoln profile displays medium wear on high points. Surfaces of device are bombarded with abrasions and back marks. Strong but yet scattered tarnish significantly impacts the reflectivity of this penny. Here also on the reverse we see some trace of red luster around United States of America. Strike is weak, yet minimal wear is seen on this side. And the last one, this penny is at very fine condition, displaying light wear on Lincoln's bust. Surfaces are tarnished throughout. President's profile exhibits numerous contact marks. The most peculiar is a curve abrasion or bag mark under the eye. On the reverse, we witness some burnt orange hints around E pluribus unum. Some carbon stocks show up between United and States and in central area of the memorial. This side of a coin is less abraded, but I suspect of cleaning here as well, as some slanting lines catch the eye while we tilt the coin. That's all. The 1981 Roosevelt dimes are very common since over a billion examples were struck together with Denver and Philadelphia mint. In MS66 with full bands condition or lower, they are very common as well. According to PCGS, in MS67 with full bands they are scarce yet easily affordable to buy since enough examples exist to meet the demand. While in MS68 with full bands, Philadelphia strike dimes in particular, are extremely scarce with few examples known. Good to be back with another coin ads video. Today I'll talk about rare and valuable 1981 Roosevelt dimes. Starting with this 1981 Roosevelt dime struck in Philadelphia. Absolute gem graded at mid-state 68 full bands by PCGS. Field display satin finish, device very sharp strike. Coin is devoid of mentionable contact marks. This long horizontal scratch is not abrasion on dime, by the way, just a scratch gracing the surfaces of holder. On the reverse we see full and vivid separation of lower and upper bands. This incredible piece was sold for $660 in 2020 at Heritage Auctions. And this is MS68 example of Denver mint dime displaying proof-like glossy surfaces on the fields with some warm hues on selected areas of the device and near the eastern rims. Strike is razor sharp, no distracting contact mark is visible under magnification. It was sold for $431.25 in 2011. One grade lower than that, price range drastically changed. For instance, this 1981 P dime at mid-state 67 full bands inside the PCGS slab was sold for $40 on May 22nd on eBay. But sometimes even relatively lower mid-state dimes sell for crazy amounts as an exception. For instance, in year 2000, this 1981 dime at mid-state 64 ended up selling for $1,093 at the auction held by Bowers and Marena. Now it's high time to check our briefly circulated error dime from 1981. Coin is at extremely fine condition. Lower quality strike prevents this dime from possibly finer grade. Here I'll show you several traces of die deterioration. First of all, mint mark P is filled in and almost flat. As they say, coin is struck through filled die. Roosevelt head is almost void of wear. It has just several non-distracting ticks on cheek and cheekbone area. Only eye-catching spot is this carbon smatter around the mint mark P, I and WE of motto. Displays smudgy surfaces because die crevices were most likely filled with grease while striking this coin. Reverse side has a nice reflective surfaces which are practically void of distraction. Very clean coin. Yet we see something is not right with all letterings, especially E pluribus unum, displaying blurry and distorted surfaces. First I suspected of some doubling here, but close inspection revealed another structural grease element. By the way, coin doesn't achieve full bands as you can see. On the left collar, slight doubling is vivid, which is a result of color die clash. Overall pretty fine coin to me. That's all folks. If you liked the video, as ever you can show some support by hitting the like button. And for the end of the video, check out this guiding price list for higher grades of 1981 dimes. The 1981 P Washington quarter is very common in circulated grades and can still be pulled from circulation. According to PCGS, in uncirculated grade it's common up to MS65 grade and can be found in rolls or mint sets. Examples in MS66, they are much tougher, but there are still hundreds of examples available. In MS67 conditions, they are hard to find with less than few dozen known, and non-existing in any MS68 condition. By the way, in MS67 plus grade, Philly quarters are worth at least $4,300. Welcome back to COİN. In this episode I will talk about very valuable regular strike and error Washington quarters minted in 1981. For your information, the very year Philadelphia Mint struck more than 600 million quarters, while mintage of Denver Mint quarters was nearly 575 million. Here is 1981 P 25 cent at mint day 67 inside PCGS slab, one of 3 pictures provided by professional coin grading company. As it was sold online on eBay, quality of image is a little bit poor. According to records, this is the most valuable Philadelphia struck 1981 quarter so far, sold in 2018 for $700. Error coins though from that year can be extremely valuable. For instance, just in 2022, this error quarter was sold for crazy amount. So what kind of error happened here, you might ask? It's a quarter overstruck on a 1981 P Jefferson nickel. It also displays double denomination on reverse. Grade at mint day 67 by NGC, this pinnacle rarity ended up selling for $2,520 on January 3rd, 2022 at Heritage Auctions. Another unbelievable 1981 error quarter was sold at online auction hosted by Stax Bowers in 2018. This is 1981 Washington quarter from Harrison Phillips collection, struck on a dime planchet. On the verse, as you see, upper parts of Washington shape disappears into edge. Also, date below is not fully struck, and no one knows whether it's Philadelphia struck or Denver struck coin. Same goes to United and of America on the reverse. But overall coin has a very nice appealing, no mentionable contact marks on either side. It was sold for $336. Here's another super cool error coin from 1981. The Washington quarter with capped die error. For those who don't know, the capped die happens when a coin sticks to the hammer die, and if it remains on the die long enough, it will spread around the outside of the die, forming what looks like a bottle cap. As it was improperly cleaned, NGC did not assign a grade by Sheldon scale. It was bargained for $632.50 in 2009 at Heritage Auctions. Now it's the time to check our Washington quarters from 1981. 2 of them struck in Philadelphia, one to the right impressed in Denver. Coins are mostly at choice very fine condition. 1981 Washington quarter was mint marked D. Mint luster only limited to beats in selected areas of the fields. Washington's upper hair part displays light softness accompanied with a slanting mark. At the same time, 2 deep grooves are seen on focal areas of the bust. Reverse side displays sharply struck letterings and device elements. Some wear is evident on the chest area of the eagle. No major spots or contact marks are visible. Just few tiny notches of insignificant size. This is 1981 P, an error coin improperly annealed, which comes with an obvious clad flow. These streak-like textures on the fields. It also displays major flam flows, irregular shape of a collar. On the latter eye of Liberty we see diagonal crack as well. Die must have been eroded as well or covered with grease. IN and TR of the motto are totally distorted. Reverse side displays abraded surfaces on central areas and on the rims, but the most eye-catching mark is the very deep die crack. below the right wing. And the last one, Philadelphia struck quarter, worst among these three in terms of eye appeal. Fields and device displays abraded surfaces throughout. Several dents and nicks are evident on the rims. On the reverse we see medium amount of softness on eagle's head and chest. Same streak shaped texture on lower half. Now it's time to check guiding price list for higher grades of this coin. By finding 1984p Roosevelt dime at Midday 68, you can make about $500. The 1984Ds at Midday 68 with full bands are worth big money as well. NGC has registered only one dime representing that grade so far. Today we are talking about rare and valuable Roosevelt dimes of 1984. As always, if you're first time on our channel, I'd highly recommend you to subscribe to COİN to watch daily high definition coin videos. This is 1984p Roosevelt dime at Midday 68 full bands. Cold silver grey luster graces the surfaces of this uncirculated gem. Mentionable contact marks equal to none. Both sides are practically pristine, so this problem-free 10 cent was sold for $423 in 2015 at Heritage Auctions. 1984D at Midday 68 is extremely rare and highly sought after, as I mentioned before. This gem was graded by NGC. Surfaces of the fields and device display satin reflectivity throughout. Coin is devoid of mentionable abrasions or hairlines. Backside of a coin achieved full bands, as you can see. It was sold for $381.88 in 2014, also at Heritage Auctions. Sometimes beautiful toning significantly increases the price of a coin as well. At Midday 65, 1984D dimes are worth $710. However, this beautiful coin at the same grade was sold for amount 10 times higher, for $70 at Stack's Powers. It highlights very charming rainbow iridescence on obverse side. Now I would like to show you 1984 dimes from COİN's collection. Both of them minted in Philadelphia, as they carry P mint mark above the date. One to the left at extremely fine condition, the other is error coin at very fine state. Now let me zoom in so you can see difference yourself. As you can see, dime on the top carry a mint error, generally called misaligned die error, which resulted in such doubling on the rim over the Liberty, as color dies clashed. Misalignment also impacted the appearance of lower letterings. In Godwood Trot shows distorted and blurry surfaces most vividly seen on WE. Pay attention to the strike of the date of a dime on the top. The backside of an error dime displays very poor strike as well. Letters of upper legend spread little bit downward, while on E pluribus unum distortion is towards the east. No full bands here for sure, but if compared with second, normal struck coin, we see weak but full separation of upper and lower bands on the torch. So probably full bands. Here is a guiding price list for higher grades of 1984 Roosevelt dimes. The mintage of Philadelphia struck 1984 Lincoln pennies. is more than 8 billion pieces struck. Therefore, in circulated grades and lower mint states, they are at great abundance. However, in MS69 and higher, they are very tough to find, and are worth at least $5,500, as for PCG's price cap. While Denver Mint impressed over 5 billion coins a very year, making it very common in circulated grades, but scarce and highly sought after at mint state 68 or higher. Welcome back to COİN. Today we are talking about super valuable and rare Lincoln pennies of 1984, including most demanded double die varieties. Starting with his 1984 Lincoln cent struck by Philadelphia Mint, graded at mint state 69 by PCGS, considered most expensive 1984 P penny, sold at auction so far. Virtually pristine, both sides are bursting with bright, vibrant, pinkish rose luster. This extremely rare piece ended up selling for $5,850 as Stack's Bowers. And this is a sales record holder among Denver Mint 1984 pennies, graded at mint state 68 read by PCGS. All of the design elements are boldly defined and surfaces seem pristine, even under close inspection with magnifier. This bright, essentially flawless example displays light coral red color across both sides. It was sold for $4,025 at heritage auctions. Double die obverse varieties of 1984 are quite popular among penny collectors. This one is one of the most valuable double-dyed cents of that issue, tied for finest graded. FS101 or formerly FS37, Lincoln's ear, lower beard, and bow tie are prominently doubled. This virtually pristine champagne orange example that shows minor pimpling in the fields, but absolutely no post-striking flaws on either side. It was sold for $3,910 at heritage auctions. There is a rare error variety for 1984 penny with no mint mark. On the reverse side of a coin, Lincoln's ear is doubled, as on one I showed you before. This piece is among the finest certified of this elusive curiosity, showing mint fresh coppery pink luster with sharp design elements and delicately preserved surfaces. Other than ear, Lincoln's throat and bow tie also displayed doubled elements. Sold on April 22, 2015 for $2,585 at heritage auctions. Now I would like to display our Philadelphia struck pennies from 1984, red-brown varieties. Both of them have significantly tarnished reverses, as you can see. But design elements are sharply struck, legends are readable, and display no flaws. One to the left exhibits strong traces of peach orange luster, meaning on surfaces of right half of a coin. This one's briefly circulated penny with limited number of contact marks. Those ticks on the Lincoln face are mainly bag marks, result of contact with other coins. Copper surface is turning almost totally black on the left, and most areas of Lincoln's profile. Reverse side is also free from major distracting abrasions. Device elements and lettering show no softness, just slight wear on Lincoln's statue inside memorial. Strong gray patination is observed over the face value. This one also have seen its heydays decades ago, heavily tarnished coin, but yet we see no major wear in this front side of a coin. Also, it has a secret advantage over the other, which is revealed while tilting the coin. A beautiful iridescent toning on and around device elements with orange, crimson, gold, violet, dark blue, purple hints. Strong stocks of tarnish is evident above numeral 4 of the date. Reverse side exhibits sharply detailed device elements and letterings. Yet again heavily piles of tarnish inside memorial and around the country name, which impact overall eye appeal. Backside of a coin has a little pale iridescence. At circulated grades, these predominantly zinc pennies are not worth much, but at higher grades, price can surprise you. Here's a guiding price list for Philly and Denver variants. That's all. Welcome back to COİN. Today I'm going to show you British 1988 Elizabeth II 1 penny from COİN's collection. Watch this video till the end and I'll show you how to post these coins for sale on the coinas.com. Quick reminder, if you're first time on our channel, please hit subscribe and bell buttons down below the video to get daily updates on coin prices. So really short about its physical features. It's a bronze coin with diameter of 20.32 millimeters. Oversight features third crown portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right and wearing the royal diadem. Legends around, which can be translated from Latin as Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of Faith. As obviously seen, all of the letterings are stark with only insignificant rubbing on the tips. Profile of a queen displays medium wear on high point, several contact marks seen on nose, chin and near the chin area, but elements of diadem are almost pristine. Some dark smatters catch the eye of the cheek and on the legends, and one carbon looking like a mole under the bust. Reverse side features crown portcullis with chain, the badge of Palace of Westminster, above face value in full with lettering 1 penny, below the denomination. Here we see sharply struck device elements, which are almost devoid of wear, and contact marks. Letterings are also bold and stark. According to NGC Price Guide, 1988 bronze 1 pennies at grades below mint state 63 are worth not more than 20 cents. On eBay, price of about uncirculated 1988 pennies range between $1 to $4, but sometimes they sell for incredible price even at circulated conditions. For instance, in April of this year, one Indian vendor sold his circulated 1 penny for $99.35. I don't know who bought it that expensive, but in description seller didn't provide any details clarifying source of rarity of this coin. He just simply claims it to be rare. Very well, how is it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you 1991 British Elizabeth II 2 pence from COİN's collection. Together we will find out its value, price range, and at the end of the video I'll show you how to post it for sale on our website. The 2 pence coin is currently the second lowest circulation denomination of British pound sterling, after the halfpenny was demonetized in 1984. Metal composition is bronze, weight little more than 7 grams, diameter 25.9 millimeters. Oversight features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. Reverse side displays badge of Prince of Wales with embedded circle, denomination and words above around, and numeral 2 written below. These 2 pence is at very fine condition, displaying slight wear on high points of Queen's bust, main long hair, necklace and earrings. Surfaces of the fields exhibit some attractive hints of olive green and mustard yellow. At the same time, small amount of warm hues show up around the diadem under the close inspection. Letterings are crisp. Rims nearby display several nicks located side by side. When we flip it over, we see sharply detailed letterings and badge of Wales. Marks of contact are limited to the several bag marks of insignificant sizes, including this one over the ribbon. Surface of the fields highlights grey patination mainly on central areas and around the rims. According to NGC Price Guide, at mint state 63 these coins are worth at least 50 cents. At mint state 65 it's valued at least $1. But on-demand prices are little more higher than these fixed prices. For instance, on eBay these ungraded and mostly circulated 2 pence from 1991 can be fetched for $1.25 to $3, depending on its condition. Now that we know 1993 Lincoln pennies at lower mint states are pretty common, as overall mintage of Denver and Philly struck cents combined with more than 11 billion. Anything above mint state 68 plus designation is considered numismatic rarity, highly sought after. Welcome back to COİN. Today's episode features super rare and expensive 1993 Lincoln cents. This is absolute gem among regular strike 1993 pennies from Philadelphia, graded at mint state 69 red by NGC. Satin gold red luster encompasses razor-sharp surfaces of device and the fields on both sides. Very rare collector's item which was sold in February 2022 for $3,375 on eBay. And here's a record holder among Denver Mint 1993 Lincoln pennies, graded at mint state 69 red by a PCGS, a low population condition rarity that sports satiny, virtually pristine surfaces on both sides. Otherwise pinkish red in shade, the luster assumes swirls of lilac rose color in the center that provides a simply lovely look. It was sold for $4,600 at Stack's Bowers. But error pennies from 1993 are extremely valuable as compared to high mint state, regular strike, Lincoln cents. For instance, these 1993 D Lincoln cents struck with dime reverse die, graded at mint state 65 red by PCGS. US coins struck with dies of different denominations are extremely rare. These lustrous gems show the characteristics expected of a cent and a dime mill. The dime side has broad, tall rim since metal was forced into color of the dime die by the wider diameter cent die opposite. As a result, the cent side has a soft strike near the rim since metal in the vicinity flowed into the dime color. The strike on the devices is normal. The lustrous surfaces are pristine aside from a solitary, faint graze above the date. The color is predominantly orange, with shades of fire red and olive green occasionally present. It was sold for $51,750 in 2010 at Heritage Auctions. Now let me show you our Lincoln pennies from 1993, red and brown varieties. One to the right was minted in Denver, while brown example to the left was impressed in Philadelphia. Denver Mint coin is at about uncirculated condition. As you can see, surfaces are practically free from distracting abrasions, except this slanting mark, possibly bag mark near the Lincoln's forehead. Fields are very clean, displaying predominantly golden orange luster and splashes of carbon throughout. Pay attention to the sharpness of well-struck device motifs. No slightest wear is seen here. Reverse side displays strong patinations above face value and on and around United States. Device elements are sharply struck here as well. We see just one tiny notch above C of face value and few bag marks on memorial columns. This one is 1993 red-brown Lincoln cent, Philadelphia strike as it bears no mint mark. This specimen is at extremely fine condition, featuring laser-sharp detailed Lincoln bust. Letterings and profiles show almost no wear. When we turn it over, we see sharply detailed memorial with some peach orange luster among columns. Legend above shows some wear mainly on states, off almost flattened with corn yellow hues all around. Also strong trace of luster seen around E pluribus unum and America. When we pay attention to the lower lettering, the face value, we see possible marks of polishing. For the last, I would like to show you guiding price list for higher grades of those pennies, Philadelphia and Denver Mint combined. In 1995, Philadelphia Mint produced over a billion 1995p Washington quarters, making it a very common issue in circulated grades, and even up to MS64 grades. According to PCGS, in MS67 condition it becomes scarce with possible few hundred examples in existence. In MS68 it's very hard to come by, and the highest grade in which it exists, with none being finer. Welcome back to COİN. Today's episode features 1995 quarters worth big money. If you're first time on our channel, you can make us happy by hitting the subscribe button down below the video. This is 1995p top graded registry coin which was graded at midday 68 by PCGS. Both sides remain unmarked and all brilliant with cartwheel luster. The motifs are fully struck. The gem was sold for $3,600 in 2019 at Heritage Auctions. Here is absolute record holder among Denver issues of that year. 1995D quarter at midday 67 plus. This flashy top grade piece was bargained for $1,293 in 2017 at Goldberg Auctioners. Quarters with mint errors are also very valuable among 1995 issues. For instance, this one, 1995p quarter dollar. Grade at midday 64 by Anex. It is double struck coin. Second strike was 75% of center towards the east. This incredible example ended up selling for $456 in 2021 at Heritage Auctions. Wrong planchet error quarters of 1995 are relatively valuable as well. Here is 1995p Washington quarter struck on a nickel planchet. Grade at midday 66 by NGC. Due to size difference between those two planchets, some device elements disappears into void. On the obverse lower half of the date was struck into gap. On the reverse, United States of America is not fully struck. This coin was sold for $240 just in May of 2022 at Stack's Bowers. Now let's check out our Washington quarters from 1995. One to the left minted in Philadelphia, one to the right in Denver. Both of them at extremely fine condition. Denver mint quarter displays strong traces of mint luster as compared to Philly mint. Now let's examine them separately. 1995p at extremely fine condition. Strike is bold, which is obviously seen from motifs of Washington's head. Here we have numerous notches on the forehead, around the eye and on the nose, accompanied with medium-sized mark on the cheekbone. Surface of the fields and device exhibit nice looking reflectivity, even though insignificant amount of tarnish stocks are seen around the collar. On the reverse we see light wear on the chest and the head part of the eagle. At the same time, some softness catches the eye on the right wing, accompanied with number of contact marks. The most distracting element is vertical gouge in the center of chest, resembling a surgical cut. As I mentioned before, Denver mint quarter displays very bold remnants of mint luster. Obverse side has a very nice eye appeal for circulated quarter. On the reverse, we witness sharply detailed device elements. Always seen softness on chest of circulated quarters. Has nothing to do with this one. Look at the textures on the chest. I examined many quarters among our 25 cents and very rarely have come across such one. Here let me show you the other example for comparison. Very nice coin indeed. For the end, as ever, take a look at price list for higher grades of 1995 quarters. Could the Jefferson nickel from 2010 be worth more than its face value? By all means. Sometimes these 5 cents sell even for hundreds of dollars, believe it or not. As at midday 68 full steps, they are highly sought after. Welcome back to Coin Us. This episode features valuable 2010 nickels to look for in mint sets and rolls. If you're first time on our channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell buttons down below the video to get daily updates on coin prices. According to PCGS, this is the most expensive nickel from that year so far. 2010D nickel at midday 68 full steps from Steve Strom collection. Absolute gem with no distraction on either side. Those scratches that you see are contact marks on surface of a slab, not a coin. Strike is bold. On the reverse, sharply detailed Monticello displays full steps without a single tick. It was sold for a little less than $999 at Heritage Auctions. but recent years prices surged dramatically. Today at Mint Day 68, Denver Mint 2010 nickel is worth at least $1,250. As for PCG's price guide, when it comes to Philadelphia Mint, that year they produce regular strike nickels along with special ones with satin finish. This is what you have to look for among 2010 piece to get a very nice deal. Fields must have silky, fine finish on the fields. Coins with satin luster almost never display cartwheel effect while tilting the coin. So this beautiful nickel, also from Steve Strong collection, ended up selling for $881.25 in 2016 at Heritage Auctions. Now I would like to show you our nickel from 2010. Coin is in about uncirculated condition. It was minted in Philadelphia. Surfaces, unlike the one I showed you before, display normal finish as we catch some cartwheel effect here. Strike is very sharp. Nowhere is evident on this side of a coin. The most eye-catching mark is this deep abrasion near the right cheek, and another slanting contact mark above the lip. Surfaces of the fields to the left of Jefferson display residue of likely duct tape. On the reverse we see strike is bold, some splashes of grey hues are scattered around Monticello. Contact marks on the pillars prevents this coin of full steps grade. At the same time, above the steps we see one deep mark. Face value shows one slanting back mark above CE. Overall coin has a very fine eye appeal. Now it's time to check recent prices for 2010P nickels and 2010D nickels combined. Welcome back to COİN, dear friends. In this episode I'm going to display our Lincoln pennies from 1970s. Few years are missing, but nevertheless these coins are mostly at fine or very fine conditions. I wonder how many of you have these Lincoln cents. If you have rare pennies you intend to sell, leave a comment down below, so I give you some tips on publishing coin ads on our coin trading platform. If you first time on our channel, you can make us happy by hitting subscribe button down below this video. What's up guys, in this episode I'm going to show you our Jefferson nickels from 90s and 2000s. Most of them at very fine condition. If you first time on our channel by any chance, push subscribe and bell buttons down below the video to get daily high definition coin videos. If you have those coins or nickels with missing gears here, let us know under this video. Just wondering how many of you have these 5 cents. Welcome back to COİN. 1968 was a good year in terms of crazy mint errors, which made these coins super valuable these days. For instance, check out this most recently sold error penny, 1968 as Lincoln cent, bonded with Costa Rican 5 centimos blank. The San Francisco Mint struck 1967 dated 5 centimos for Costa Rica. A 5 centimos blank and a Lincoln cent planchet were fed together between 1968 as cent dies. The 5 centimos blank was fed on the top of the cent planchet relative to obverse die with the edges of two flanges aligned at 730. Lincoln's shoulder, cheekbone and forehead shows blending of impression as you see. It was sold for $15,000 on May 6, 2020 at Heritage Auctions. Wrong planchet errors are also highly sought after among pennies. This is 1968 S. Lincoln cent struck on a clad dime planchet. A standard bronze cent weighs 3.11 grams and a regular clad dime weighs 2.27 grams. This proof of metal mint error was struck aligned with the collar die at 230. The right side rims are crisp while the left side rims range from absent to minimal. In God We Trust and United have a distorted appearance caused by unrestrained metal flow towards the rim. The color is much different than the typical proof 1968 S cent. Lavender gray and olive brown toning dominates both sides. Sold on August 3rd, 2020 for $2,640 at Heritage Auctions. This is double struck 1968S Lincoln Memorial cent. Grade as proof 65 read by Annex. This cent has an extremely high rim between 3 and 9 o'clock, where is a proof cent wrapped around a portion of subverse die. Both strikes appears to be uncentered broad strikes. Such pieces offers the error collector a unique challenge, as individual proof coins are subjected to close inspection before packaging, and errors are extremely rare. This piece is deeply mirrored and shows mark-free surfaces with lovely sun gold, cherry red and lime colors. Sold in 2008. $4,312.50. Hey guys, in this episode I'm going to show you several 2 euro cents from COİN's collection, starting with this 2 euro cent from Germany, minted in 2013. Comes with F mint mark, which stands for Stuttgart Mint. Copper plated steel coin with weight of little more than 3 grams. On awards we have an oak twig symbolizing stability in Europe. Coin is about uncirculated condition featuring peach orange luster in inner circles and on elements of device. No wear is evident here. Only con preventing a finer grade for this coin is eye appeal, which slightly impaired due to carbon explosions and fadings all around the surfaces. Reverse side displays the globe next to face value and 12 stars of Europe. Here mint reflectivity is also reduced due to carbon splash throughout. At mint stage 60 these coins are worth at least 20 cents. Price of mint stage 65 starts from 70 cents. Moving on to 2011 2 euro cent from France. Oversight features a young feminine with determined features that embodies a desire for a sound and lasting Europe. The design was the work of Fabien Courtait, an engraver from the Paris Mint. This side is void of mentionable contact marks. Yet on surfaces we see significant loss of luster and bold carbon smatters near the western rims. Reverse side has a standard European design. Here we see fresh layers of tarnish, mainly on central areas of the coin. At mint stage 63 these coins are worth at least $1. At mint stage 65, $1.30. Here is another 2011 French 2 euro cent. This one is brown varieties. Surfaces display almost absolute loss of mint luster. Just some bits are seen near the northeastern rims. Around the date we see dark grey patina accompanied by some stalks of verdigris around the lower rims. At the same time slight softness is evident on higher points of the coin. On the reverse, copper turned brown as well. Stalks of carbon and tarnish are seen on upper half of a coin. And another red 2 euro cent. This one is from Austria. Minted in 2014. Overside highlights an edelweiss symbolizing a duty to the environment, encircled by the face value and heraldic hatchings, representing the Austrian flag. No wear or distracting abrasions are vivid in this side of a coin. Just copper turning grey due to contact with humidity. Outskirts of device display strong traces of mint luster. Reverse side has a standard European design. No mentionable marks on surfaces, only eye-catching cones. Are these deformations on color? I'm not sure whether it's an error or not. These coins are very cheap, even at mint day 63 they are worth 40 to 60 cents. That's all for now. If you have rare euro coins, feel free to showcase them on our website, thecoiners.com. Have a good one.